I grew up in a small farming community. My parents were both very young. My mom was 17 when she had me, still a senior in high school, and my dad was 20. We had clothes on our back, we had food, but we didn't have a whole lot of extra. We attended church regularly every Sunday. I believed in God, but growing up, I always had a nagging thoughts. I remember as even little kids, like, what if I was wrong? What if there wasn't nothing after death? At 9 years old, I witnessed my great-grandfather have a heart attack. Even at that age, I've definitely had anxiety and depression, I've learned now. My sophomore year, I was 16. I had a good friend of mine die in a car accident. A few months later, we lost another friend, and this time, for some reason, God kept me from getting in the car with him. I was just seconds from getting in the car, and it wasn't 10 minutes later we heard ambulances and found out the next day that it was him that had an accident. And these are just all things I think I struggled with, didn't know how to deal with it myself. Once I got to college, I kind of experimented with a few drugs. It made me forget, I think, some of the things that had happened, and it led me into a horrible life. My life just pretty much spun out of control. I eloped with my first wife. Neither one of us are probably good for each other. We weren't good influences on each other, and we ended up committing a lot of forgeries, stealing from friends and family. Right at the end of it, right before I got arrested, I was to a point where I so much didn't like myself where I tried to even overdose on purpose. The day after I OD'd, I got arrested in Phoenix, Arizona. Charges against me and my then wife. I decided I was going to take the blame for it all because she was pregnant. So, I don't know, about after 3 months being in county jail, I got served divorce papers. And with the divorce papers, a letter saying that she'd had abortion. And it just really, really rocked my world where I questioned everything. Like, she was the only person I had left, and that was it. The prison they sent me to, because I had warrants in other states, was a high security max prison. My crimes I committed would have put me in a minimum security jail, but because I had outstanding warrants, they considered me a flight risk. So my cellie was in for stabbing a man to death. That was the case for most people I was with. They were mostly murderers where I was at. So it wasn't a nice place at all. I went through quite a bit of stuff while in there. Here I am, who knows, about ready to lose my life, or who knows what's gonna happen. And I strongly believe that God just for some reason kept me safe at that time. It was just a weird feeling. I just knew that God was with me. I knew his presence. There's no other answer for it. At that time, I did the only thing I could think of. I turned to God. I really did. I picked up the Bible, and I just tried to work on me while I was in there. I figured out while I'm in there, I might as well just try to work on myself, get myself better. When I got out, I honestly just thought going back to work and just living a normal life would be all I need, and everything would be fine. Everything would just start falling into place. I didn't realize then, but I had suffered from PTSD from everything that I had seen. I didn't want to deal with it. I didn't want to think about it. I just wanted to forget about it. Just wanted to leave everything in jail. I didn't want to bring any of that with me. It's just something I feel like that we don't do enough as men. I think we don't talk about our problems. We keep them hidden. Probably about a year after being out, it's when I met my wife now, and she has been such a rock for me. She definitely helped lead me back to church. She's the one that convinced me to go back through therapy, that I needed to go to face these problems instead of trying to bury them. My life today, it's almost like I have been reborn by God. It really is. That other life almost feels like it was someone else's. It really does. He's allowed me to get a good job, and he's allowed me to get back on my feet. When I was in prison, I never dreamt that I would be where I am today. I didn't think I would have the kids. I didn't think I'd have the family, the house. Well, I didn't even know if I was going to make it out of jail. I really didn't. But God has proven to me, he's been with me this whole journey. All the lies that are fed to us through the anxiety, through the depression, and just through life events that happen to us. If you turn your life to God, and God's never going to let you down. Be diligent, because God was not going to leave you. He won't leave you. And my life is proof of that.